Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another week of the Oracle card readings. This one is for the 21st through the 27th. I welcome you back if you're a current subscriber, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you like what you see here and you'd like to get more of the videos or notified when new stuff comes out, make sure to please hit the like and subscribe button so that you are notified when new videos do come out. The Sunday ones, of course, come out every Sunday, and then other times during the week, I will post different things when I have something to say or something comes up that I really think you guys need to know about. And I'm still posting every once in a while in the On the Road Again, because even though I'm technically here in Kansas staying with a friend for a while, it's not a place that I will be permanently staying. So of course I'm visiting different parts, the parks and stuff, and putting videos up as I explore. And that's what led me to use this week for this week's is, let's see if you can see it, Messages of the Spirit of Nature. Because I spent some time out in nature this week, mainly because my friends had some people over and they didn't want me to be here so that they could talk freely to this person that they're thinking of renting to. So I went to the park, and it's the same park I've been going to. There, I have another video up of it. But I met a very interesting gentleman when I went the other night. And we had a very enlightening conversation for about an hour or so about nature, about trees and how they react to us, and how sometimes they don't like it if we hug them without permission. And he gave me a wonderful story of that, on what happened when he did that. And I said, yeah, I said, they're sentient beings, and sometimes they don't like being touched by humans. And so they let him know in a very profound way by throwing him backwards so much that he hit the ground and was unconscious for a little while, that tree did not want him touching him. So it was it was a great conversation about nature and about birds and animals and how they show up to give us messages. So that's why I decided we are going to use the messages from the spirits of nature. And this particular deck is by Dr. Stephen Farmer. I already drew the cards so that we could kind of go through it a little quicker. Did not take up much of your time. And in case you are new to this channel, I am Reverend Dr. Elena Skyhawk, and I talk about things shamanic, metaphysical, whether it's the dream, shamanic journeys, past life regressions, power animals, birth totems, the medicine wheel, which I will be going into shortly with a new playlist that I'm working on putting together. But today we're going to go over the cards that were pulled. There were 3 cards pulled, and we also had a special jumper card. So the first card was the Hurricane card, which is about being centered. The second is the Apple Tree, which is about abundance. Let's see if we can get it where you can actually read it. The Apple Tree. The third is about the moon cycles. And of course, we are in a moon, I think it's today, or yeah, tomorrow is the first day of autumn, but I think the moon is actually tonight. And then the jumper card was sage, which is about purification. And it looks like that's white sage. So, again, the question I asked for the collective was, what is it that we need to know, heal, take action on, and implement for this week? So the hurricane, the message, it says you've been through a very stormy period in your life. Through prayer and your own extraordinary inner strength, you've survived the severe tests you've been through. You've had enough now. It's time to enter the eye of the storm and relish the calm that is so necessary to help you recover. You may still feel jittery and unsettled, so give yourself time and space, setting boundaries as necessary to protect your peace. Having journeyed through the storm, you've developed further survival skills as well as an increased faith in spirit and the guidance you receive. As you continue to center yourself by aligning your will with the will of spirit, you are ready and able to deal with any other storms that head your way. If you forget that fact, take a walk in nature. You'll be reminded that no matter whatever the intensities life presents to you, you can always find your center. And one of the easiest ways is to go out in nature. And if possible, take your shoes off, put your feet on the ground, and visualize roots coming out of your feet and anchoring you into Maha'ina, or Mother Earth, Pachamama, however you want to call her. So then we go into what the apple tree is all about. And the apple tree is about abundance. And it says, you learned long ago to attribute abundance and prosperity to having lots of money and material possessions. Yet true abundance has very little to do with money or possessions. Due to a poverty mentality embedded in your consciousness long ago, you came to believe that you didn't deserve or have the right to live a life of abundance. To experience abundance, first fully and consistently acknowledge that spirit, and only spirit, is the true source of your substance, supply, and support. Affirm this by repeating a few times. I now fully accept that spirit is and will always be the true source of my abundance. After each statement, pause, take a breath, and note how you feel. Apply the principle of reciprocity as much as you possibly can, which means working in harmony with the principles of giving and receiving. To do this, begin a daily practice of giving what you would like to receive. To create money, donate to charity or to someone in need with no expectations of a payback. Give your love to others, again, with no expectations of return. Express your compassion to all beings through word and action. Start every day by listing a few things you're grateful for, whether in a journal, aloud, or in your mind. Listen closely to the guidance you receive and notice how abundance begins to show up in every way. And that's a hard one for a lot of people, I know, to get. Sometimes me as well, because it's so ingrained in us that you're nothing unless you have money, and that money is abundance. But abundance is love. You'd be very grateful for the love in your life, for your friends in your life, That's prosperity, because it grows. As you give, you receive even more. You give love, you get more in return. And yes, if you do, that's why they do the tithing at church. You give to help support the church and the community that you are a part of, but you get stuff, whether it's friendships, whether it's support programs, workshops you can take through the churches. A lot of them do, especially through Unity and some of the other ones. So that's all abundance. So it's not just a paycheck. That's not what prosperity and abundance are about. It's when you look at your life and you see what's there, friends, family, people that you don't even know, your clients. That's also part of being abundant. If you have lots of clients, lots of students, depending on what kind of work you do, that work will bring you even more abundance and prosperity, but not necessarily in the form of cash. Yeah, it will, especially if you work for somebody else. But we can't focus on how we're going to bring it in, because that's Spirit's job. And that's a lesson they're trying to teach me right now, is there's abundance all around me, but I had those famous blinders on, so I wasn't seeing it. But when it was pointed out to me that everything I had been asking for while I was on the road, literally in the car, I have right now. So when I turned it over to Spirit, to let Spirit take care of the how it was going to come in, did it look like I expected it to? No. Is it a lot more fun? Yes. So I'm going with it. So now we're going to go into the moon cycles and see what the moon has to tell us. For the next couple of months, keep a journal in which you track the cycles of the moon, along with a record of your mood each day. Note if and how your emotions correspond to the lull or the full or the new moon, and the in-between times. If it's the time of the new moon, declare your intentions for the next couple of weeks and allow that which has been brewing to birth. Listen closely to your inner guidance for support for those intentions. Take a walk outside and gaze at the stars, knowing that Grandmother Moon is there whether you see her or not. If instead you're now at the time of the full moon, rejoice, for it is a time of completion, of endings. It's time to let go of anything physical, emotional, or relational that you've held on to for too long. Let go of those troubling emotions that have been hounding you. Forgive yourself for any way you violated your own ethics. It's a good time to release any and all shame that you have been carrying. And then thank Grandmother Moon for assisting you with these actions. And at any time, because we all learn. We wouldn't be here if we had learned everything that we need to know. And this is a time of healing old wounds. One came up for me this week about abandonment issues. I didn't realize I still had some, but it came up because of what, was going on here at the house. And it put it right in my face. Again, the healing that still needs to happen, to let go of, to heal it, to release it, to give it back over to Spirit because it no longer serves me. So that's why I always ask, what do we need to know, heal, take action on, and integrate? Because it doesn't help just to know that this is a problem, you still have it, and say, oh, okay. No, you need to take action to remove that energy and then integrate the healing that comes with it, that the angels and guides give us when we are willing and open to letting go of things that no longer serve us. And abandonment issues and abandonment energy definitely does not serve anybody. So I very willingly said, okay, we're getting rid of it. It's finished, it's done, it's over. And this is where Sage comes in, which is great. I'm glad it was a jumper card, because Sage is all about cleansing, purification. And that's exactly what the message is. You're in a process of purification right now, one that began some time ago. This has involved a deep purging and clearing of the negativity that has shrouded or permeated your energy field, affecting your vitality with a general feeling of malaise. Some of the clearing has been intentional, such as sorting out and releasing any relationships that have contributed to the diminished energy you are feeling. It's important now to regularly purify your environment and yourself by smudging with sage, or alternatively with cedar, frankincense, or Palo Santo. I usually either use sage or Palo Santo, and I carry it in my little shaman's bag that I carry everywhere I go. And it has a very interesting smell, just as sage does. It's very purifying, and I just love to inhale it and breathe it in. So clear your mental stagnation by making careful choices as to what you read, the shows you watch on television, and any other media you might consume. Although it can be challenging, consider limiting your time on computers or your phone. Purify your body with a physical cleanse. The tears you shed and will continue to shed are a means of cleansing your emotional body. So make sure to allow them rather than resisting them. Introduce a new spiritual practice that truly helps you feel the presence and inspiration from Spirit. You can explore many different methods of prayer, meditation, or slow, mindful walking, but whatever you choose, continue the practice daily. Notice how you're feeling increasingly lighter and more positive, with only occasional forays into any negativity, which you're now capable of clearing quickly so that you don't wallow in self-pity, wallow in oh, woe is me, and get in that cycle of just rehashing over and over and over, which again sends you back down into the doldrums and the, poor me, why me kind of attitude. So again, what do we need to know about hurricane? The energy of being centered, going into the eye of the storm, where it's calm, where we can take the time to look at what's going on in our life and clear out some of the stuff that's no longer needed, the negativity, and release it and heal it so that we can bring in more prosperity and abundance in. And again, it's not just about money. It's about feelings of worthiness, feelings of knowing you have friends around, and to let Spirit worry, because they don't. They know where the money is, the prosperity is. They know what you need, and they will bring it to you in a way that will benefit you the most. And it might not always look like what you think it's going to. Very rarely does it ever look the way you imagine it. So be open to however Spirit brings it in. And then keep in touch with the moon cycles. During the new moons, you put out what it is you're wishing to create, what you're wishing to bring into your life. On the full moons, it's what are you ready to release and let go of so that you can move forward. And then also make sure that you purify your space, your body, do a cleansing so that your energy stays clear, your environment stays clear. And like it said, if you need to cry, do so. Let the emotions out because it's a way to cleanse your system. Keep it healthy. So that is the reading for this week. I hope you guys all have a great, wonderful rest of your Sunday and a great week as we're getting closer to the end of September. I wish you all a very happy Sunday. Remember, my friends, walk in beauty, walk the path of love. Matakyo Yasi. And bye for now.